Okay, perfect. We are live. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this, if you are watching this, or whenever you do get a chance to watch this. I know it's kind of late, but I wanted to just hop on here real quick. It's already 10 p.m. and I feel like it might be a little bit not a wise decision to email my clients this late. So I'm gonna go ahead and type up the drafts and everything, and I got a few other things to do. But I just wanted to jump on here real quick and just explain what happened with Petco, because for anybody who's been watching the live streams and following this whole process past couple of weeks, it's been a wild ride. It's been pretty hectic for my clients and I. Hey, what's up, Susie? Um, Lee, how are you, Lee? So I just wanted to explain what happened. So first of all, just to recap, a few weeks ago, let me get comfortable here. A few weeks ago, I got an email. Hey, what's up, Pinkie Pie? How are you? I'm doing very well, thank you. Finally took a shower. Anyways, what's up, Danny? How are you? So, a few weeks ago now, actually, it's been about 3 weeks ago now. Nature Oglesby, how are you, Nature? So a few weeks ago, I was contacted by Petco and offered position to be their grooming salon leader at the location in Cumming. Hey, Sharon, how are you? And at first, I wasn't seriously considering the position. I was happy doing what I was doing. Grooms by Nicole, what's up, Grooms by Nicole? Michelle, how are you? And hopefully I won't say anything stupid and get myself a lawsuit, with Petco in this stream. Let me just try to be careful, and not give, because I'm not allowed to talk about any trade secrets or anything like that. And so, I did read the paperwork that I signed. Anyways, Marcos, how are you, Marcos? So it was very, at first I was just open to having a conversation, and I thought I was gonna learn why I disagree with Petco. And during the phone conversation I had with the recruiter, the corporate recruiter, there wasn't a lot we were disagreeing on, and I was surprised by that. And then we scheduled a face-to-face interview where I would go in person and meet the store manager, make sure we vibe, make sure our personalities mesh well, because we're going to be working together, right? And so I went in and just with an open mind, just to have a conversation and explain what I believe and why I believe that we should be taking our time with the dogs, do a quality groom that takes time, that lasts, respecting the dogs and how they feel, all of this stuff. I explained my process, my 4-step process, how I wrote a book about this, about my philosophy and approach to grooming. And I thought they were just gonna say, I thought, we were just gonna agree to disagree. Okay, we're just different. My style's a little bit different. It might not be a good fit. But they were saying, no, we want that here. We want you to bring that here. And I was like, okay, perfect, right? And so I started getting a little bit excited about the opportunity, especially the opportunity to train and teach the younger groomers. And so I was really getting excited about it, especially because my future goal is to start a school here in Atlanta, dog grooming school. Maybe in about 8 years from now, right? When I'm ready. And so I was thinking this would be perfect experience to for the next 5 to 8 years, train the younger groomers there, lead a team, be the, I guess, source of inspiration and motivate the team and all that. So I was like, man, I don't know. I really think this is a good opportunity. So I talked with my ex and my daughters about this, and I went online and kind of explained my thought process and why I thought this might be a good opportunity. And then I finally made the decision, and a couple of weeks ago, maybe about a week and a half ago, I emailed all my clients and let them know, because I made the decision and we got a start date for this past Monday. This past Monday was my first day there. And then I emailed all my clients and hey Amy, Go Groomers here. So this is I'm about to get to that. What happened? So I emailed that was so difficult for me to email all my clients and let them down pretty much, and I knew I was disappointing them. by letting them know I can't do the house calls anymore. I'm going to take this new position, and I explained why in the emails. So that was really difficult to do. And then I started on Monday. And when I first went in, it was initially a bunch of paperwork, the whole hiring process, new hire paperwork and everything. And then I got to, go into the grooming salon and see how a typical day was. And at first it was all right, but then the dog started checking in, and then the phone calls started coming in, and then walking clients with nail trims, and I could just feel, it was just. And I'm not going to talk about the process, right? I disagree with the process, and the way I groom dogs. At first, I want some time to build that rapport with the dog, build that trust, right? There's no time for that. Um, and I like to prep the skin properly and really comb out the undercoat and get that dead undercoat and the dead hairs and dander out of the skin, and shave the sanitary area and the pads. And yeah, I do a lot of prep work before I actually wash the dog. There's no time for that. And then I like to dry the dog thoroughly before I actually do the haircut. There's no time for that, right? And the cage, having dogs in cages and the kennels, and I understand it's for the safety of the dogs, but having them in there with the fan blowing on them, and it's not hot air, of course, they stopped doing that because, dogs have died from getting overheated in the cages. So they don't use heat anymore, but, they have a fan on them, and then it's like basically you're stacking dogs now, right, back to back, and, you know, they're stressed, they're barking, and I kept trying to tell myself, maybe I can work with this. Maybe I can just change how I'm feeling. Maybe I just need to stop being such a perfectionist and lower my standards. And I was just like, maybe I can compromise. And but it was just doing something to me inside, and I actually had to jump in and wash a couple of dogs for the groomer there, because she was starting to get backed up, and I wanted to help out, so I started to jump in and just washing this matted dog. you know I was just like, this should have been worked out before the bath. The shampoo is not really doing anything, and it really wasn't. Even when I was drying the dog, you can smell. It's like, oh man. And the dogs, that were done, they look nice. They got the haircut and everything, but they still smell a little bit. And the moment they get wet again, you're gonna get that nasty funk, that dog funk. And I don't know. It's just the quality. I could feel myself. You know, like, if I'm gonna have to, I just started thinking, if I start pushing out this kind of quality work that I'm not proud of, I feel like it's gonna do something to me inside. I'm gonna lose the joy of what I do, and I don't know. I just kept thinking, oh man, I don't know, and then it's basically the fast food of grooming. And I like to use restaurant analogies, right? I like to use cooking analogies because it's very similar. I mean, art is art, and a chef is an artist. And it was almost like, oh, Terry Miller, I think this has been a great experience for you. I agree, because now I don't have any doubts, and I have like a newfound appreciation for what I do, and I realize how valuable it is for my clients, and I'm feeling of a demand, a need in the marketplace. It's a small niche, but the market is there, and there are people who really value what I do, and I'm fulfilling a need in the marketplace. Monica Rivera just went down to one day at week at my grooming salon because of the rush for the company to get more money out of my work. They want me to do a dog every hour and every walk-in nail trim. Yeah, see, that's why I was like, I need more than an hour to do a dog, We need more time. Especially if the dog is nervous. It's like, oh, my dog's nervous. I don't want them in there longer than an hour. Well, if your dog is nervous, we might need to take more time. It might be a better idea not to rush your dog through this, especially because they're nervous, right? Monica says, you're right. They don't outright preach quantity over quality because it would look bad on them. Yeah, but that's the way I felt. And okay, here's the thing though. I don't want to talk bad about Petco. I feel like, and I've used this analogy before, that if you're not really happy in the grooming shop that you're in, maybe it's because you're in the wrong restaurant, right? Like using the chef analogy. So let's say I'm a sushi chef. I'm passionate about the rice and how the rice is cooked, and I'm passionate about every ingredient that goes into the sushi, how I roll it and form it. I want it, how it's presented, and all of this, right? And then you throw me at a Chili's, or an Applebee's, and now I'm getting flooded with all these orders coming in. It's burgers and not fries, and I would feel so out of place. I would feel like, and I don't. So I think that's what it is. It's just, Petco and PetSmart. It's a certain market that they're fulfilling. You know, they're fulfilling a need for a market, and the market that they're serving, it's like the fast food of grooming, right? And I'm just not a fast food line chef, a cook. You know, I'm more, and it's kind of like somebody who, let's just say like Vietnamese food or Thai food, like pad Thai and things like that. And now you're asking them to cook Italian food. It's not really gonna work. So I just feel like I'm not the right chef for that restaurant. My style of grooming, what I believe, and why I groom, my approach, my philosophy, all of that. I'm just not a good fit for that business model. That's all I'm saying. And once I realized that, I was like, I can't stay here. I can't do this, And I talked to the store manager that day. Yeah, towards the end of the day. And then even after I clocked out, technically, and I had my bag packed and I was ready to walk out, and I said goodbye to the groomer. There's two more walk-in nail trims that came in, and the groomer even told them, I can't right now. I'm already backed up. I can't take any more nail trims. And it was like the customers were disappointed. One of the last guy that came in, he got mad, and he even raised his voice. And he was like, I called an hour and a half ago, and I could see in her face, like the anxiety. She didn't want to deal with this, and she's already backed up. She's already stressed. And I was like, I put my bag down. I was like, I got this. I'll help you out. So I did two more nail trims that were just walk-ins, even after I clocked out, because I wanted to help her out. I didn't like seeing her stressed like that. But anyways, I just realized this is not for me. I'm not going to be happy here. I'm not going to feel fulfilled. I'm not going to be able to produce the kind of work, the quality of work that's going to be leaving my shop. I'm not going to be proud of it, and that's not going to. If it was just to make money, if it was just for the money, I'd rather go back to car sales, because at least I enjoyed helping people. I don't care about cars, and I think that's why I wasn't as successful as I could have been as a car salesman, because I just don't care about cars. It's not a passion of mine. I never get excited about a car, no matter what kind of car it is. I mean, I even studied the Corvette so I could sell Corvettes. But it never really excited me, and I never really cared if I was able to test drive a Corvette or not, or the Camaros. I mean, the Camaros, I have to admit, it did excite me a little bit, only because Bumblebee from Transformers, and I'm a I'm a sci-fi nerd, and I like that kind of stuff. I like Transformers, and so because of Bumblebee, the yellow Camaros. It excited me a little bit because I'm like, oh, what if Bumblebee pops out of there, Anyways, but cars never really excited me. What my passion was when I was working in the cars dealerships as a car salesman was helping people not get ripped off. I wanted to help people, protect them, make sure they get the best deal possible, and that's why I was there. But I was miserable because I didn't like the policies. I didn't like how they treated the customers. I didn't like how it was always like almost like you're at war with the customer, to try to make the biggest profit possible off of them. And I was always like an advocate for the customers, purchasing the car, and I would kind of secretly tell them like, don't take this deal, like I'm sorry. And I would even tell them like when I knew I wasn't being recorded or nobody could hear, I would tell the customers, I'm sorry, we gotta play this game, but they're gonna throw some numbers at you, and they're gonna tell you it's the best deal you can get, but you gotta refuse. You just gotta play a little bit hardball, and you know. And I was like, and I'll act like, you know, like I don't know, and you know, and I was like, you know, just trust me, you can get a better deal than this, you know. And I know I was hurting my own commission, but you know, I didn't care. I wanted to help people. That's why I was there. But anyways, if it's just to make a paycheck and earn enough money to pay my bills and everything, I'd rather go back to car sales. I don't want to work. Dogs are too much of a passion for me. I love dogs and I care about them too much to do it just for the money. You know, this has always been passion work for me. And what makes it so fulfilling is to be able to take that time and guide a dog through this process, especially when they're scared and they're biting me and they're acting aggressive, being the one to show them that it's okay. I understand. And be compassionate and understanding, empathetic with the dog, respecting them, and then guiding them through to the end and helping them feel so proud of themselves, you know, and feel much better physically. Their skin doesn't itch and bother them anymore. They're feeling so smooth and silky. The owners are happy, and the dog remembers this. And then after a while, you get a dog like Harley, that Yorkie that was wild and crazy and so aggressive towards me. He wouldn't even let me get close to him without growling and snapping at me. Now he kisses me. He loves me. And this last time, he kept coming back up to me after he was done with the groom. Usually he just goes and hides somewhere. But this time he kept coming back to me. And I was like, oh my God. He even walked me out the door. He said bye. I was like, this is amazing, Harley. Like, people won't even believe you're the same dog. But that to me is so fulfilling and rewarding. And that's why I do what I do. And the money is a good a good side effect, you know, like I get to pay my bills doing this, you know, and that's just a cherry on top. But I you know, for me, it's not the money that I earn that makes the job so fulfilling. You know, what makes my work so fulfilling is knowing that I'm helping a dog, and seeing my client's family, the home erupt with joy, you know, knowing that I'm creating a moment of joy and happiness for others to enjoy with the work of my own hands, right? Because I went into their home. When I leave, things are just a little better because I was there. And that, for me, that's always what I wanted to do as a child. And so for me, it's just too much of a passion for me to, you know, compromise. And so as soon as I felt that, you know, feeling inside, you know, that feeling where your stomach just feels like it's dropping, like, oh no, I made a mistake, you know, like I knew I had to get out of there and go back to what I was doing. And now it's like, because, you know, you can get in a rut sometimes and feel like I'm just doing the same thing every day, you know. It's like I wake up, I walk my dogs, and I go to work and groom dogs for my clients, and then, you know, same clients every month, you know, and I, you know, start getting into a routine, you know, and then, you know, go home, you know, walk my dogs again, cook some dinner, and do whatever I need to do for that day, and then go to sleep. Same thing next day. And it's kind of easy to feel like, what am I really doing? Am I really accomplishing anything? Am I really, you know, making a difference? Is the work I'm doing really valuable? You know, but I think I had to have that experience and go there and see, and then come back and realize, oh my God, what I have is so awesome. I feel so lucky now. I realize how lucky I am now, because I get to do something that I love to do. I get to do something that I'm good at and I love to do. And I get to do work that matters to me, for people who care, for people who really value what I do. I'm so lucky, you know? And I think I needed that. Let's see here. Wow. Sorry, I started getting into this little rant, and I didn't know that all these comments were coming in. Okay. Go Groomer. Amy says, overbooking will always compromise quality, and Petco just can't get away from that. I mean, you know, and I'm not saying anything wrong with that. It's kind of like, okay, it's kind of like if I bought into a McDonald's franchise, and I'm passionate about burgers, right? But I bought into a McDonald's franchise, right? And I opened up a McDonald's, and I say, you know, instead of using the meat that they're sending me, the burgers that they're sending me, I want to get quality burgers, and so I'm gonna get my burgers from the local farms here and pay a little bit more, and because I'm paying more for the burgers, and I'm gonna get my potatoes from those local farms as well. I'm not gonna get the French fries that they send me, that corporate sends me. I'm gonna change all this, and my McDonald's is gonna have higher prices because our quality is higher, you know, and we're not gonna make everything so fast. People are gonna have to sit down and wait. Corporate would say, hey, don't call yourself McDonald's then. We're gonna revoke your franchise license because you're doing everything different. You're not using our burgers. You're not using our fries. You're charging more than what our prices are. You're not allowed to use our name. You're not allowed to use our marketing. It wouldn't be McDonald's, because McDonald's is about you know cheap and fast and consistent, right? And I'm not saying that anything's bad. I mean, I love a double what is that? A double quarter pounder with cheese sometimes, and I know what I'm gonna get. It's very predictable, and you get it quick, and the fries taste amazing, even though it's unhealthy. But anyways, what I'm saying is, that's Petco, and who am I to go in and start to try to change everything in that one location? They're gonna say, hey, wait a minute, you can't change all that. You can't change everything and change prices and all of this and the quality because now we're not Petco, and you can't call yourself Petco now. So that's what I'm saying. It's like they're fulfilling a need in the marketplace, and they're good at what they do, and I who am I to go in there and change it, right? I just realized I'm not a good fit. I'm not a good fit for that. Tara says, "Hi, friend. Sorry you're having this frustration." No, I mean I'm actually feeling really good. I just wanted to just let everybody know what happened and just bring this whole experience to an end, and provide some closure for everyone who has been following this whole roller coaster ride that I've been on. Pinkie Pie says, I have worked corporate and private, and corporate was always so frustrating for me personally. I hated going to work and listening to dogs bark in kennels and be under constant pressure. Yes, I mean, it really. I didn't like hearing that either, and I kept going up to the kennels and trying to comfort the dogs. But, I mean, really, if I had dogs of my own, there's no time for that. Emma Pierce. I mean, if I had my own scheduled dogs, not dogs of my own. I got 3 dogs, but Emma Pierce. I'm glad this let you know for sure where you want to be. I'm a salon lead at other corporate store, and I can feel myself dying a little bit inside every day. In my opinion, there is no push for education. Emma. Yeah. If you know in your heart that that's not where you're supposed to be, then maybe I know it's scary, but maybe have that courage to, on the other side of everything that we fear is, anyways, I don't want to preach to you. Monica says, I'm glad you stuck by your morals. Good for you. Thank you. Emma, no room for true growth, and that is not good for anyone. You lose excitement for the work. I'm hoping to make some changes within the next year. Good for you, Emma. And that's I think you're on the right path. First, make a plan, write it out, and then execute. Go Groomer, you would never have known if this was a fit for you unless you gave it a go. It wasn't your gig, June. Move on, my friend. Yes, and that's the thing. You don't know what you don't know, right? I didn't know what I didn't know. I had to go and actually see it and feel it for myself. Mary J, it's called empathy. Monica Rivera says, Emma, you sound like my salon leader. She said the same thing to me when we went to the grooming expo. Maybe it's time to have a real honest conversation. Brenda LaCroix, do you your way. Life is too short not to. I'll still follow you because I believe in what you preach. Doesn't matter where you work. Good night, all. Good night, Brenda. Thank you. Tara says, I love your heart for helping the good of man and animal. Thank you, Tara. Gogamer says, night, Brenda. Oh, nice. Emma, you're so nice to everybody. Lee says, Harley is awesome. Yeah, Harley is awesome. Pinkie Pie Groomer, that's why you're such a good role model for groomers, because of your kindness. Oh, thank you, Pinkie Pie. Pam says, Pam Rudzinski. Did I say that right? Pam Rudzinski. So proud of you. Stay with your beliefs and what makes you happy. I do express now at PetSmart my Rocky in cage for hours and hours and got kennel cough. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that. And I can see how that can happen. And yeah, I'm not gonna get into it because again, I don't want to get slapped with the lawsuit. She Groom says, "Hi June, I'm so glad to hear you chose to stay on house call. I felt like you would go back. Uh-huh. A sidekick, are you? We have a sidekick in here. My favorite dog dad, David T, is here. Hey, what's up, David? Hold on. Maybe there's a way I can get him on this live stream with me. She Groom says, I was just having the discussion about how important we are in dogs' lives. We really are. What we do is such a necessary and noble work, in my opinion. Lee Rowley, it is a blessing to be able to do what fuels your soul. Yeah, it is a blessing. I do feel so blessed. As far as my work life is concerned, my personal life, oh man, it's a different story. Yep, you're no longer a McDonald's. Exactly. If you go and change everything and change their business model, right? Then you're no longer McDonald's. And they're going to be like, you can't use our name. You know, they're going to revoke the license. Call yourself something else, right? If you're going to go in and change everything. Emma Pierce says, Monica, it's so frustrating knowing that you love grooming, but feeling that love drain away from feeling stressed, hating products, and just wanting better for everyone. Monica says at Emmy Pierce, I understand completely. I'm sorry that you are also enduring this issue. It breaks my heart too, guys. Or ladies, I mean. You know what I mean. My favorite dog dad. Hi Amy, Lee, Pinkie Pie, and everyone else. David, you gonna say hi to everyone except, oh yeah, he did say hi June. Okay, he said hey June. See that? You see that disrespect? Hey June, and then he says hi Amy, Lee, Pinkie Pie, and everyone else. You see the disrespect? You know, the subtle passive aggressiveness I get from David T, one of my favorite guys in the world, but he's not my favorite dog dad. You know, that annoys me a little bit that he calls his channel my favorite dog dad. So anytime anybody mentions his channel, it kind of makes it seem like they're saying that he's their favorite dog dad when he could possibly not be the favorite dog dad in their life, you know. So anyways, a little annoying, a little bit, you know, obnoxious, right? A little bit. I'm kidding. Anybody who doesn't know the history between David T and I actually really like him, which is why I tease him, you know. But maybe on his side, I feel like maybe it's true disrespect. I don't think he likes me, you know what I'm saying? On his side, when he teases me back, I think it's real hate, you know what I'm saying? True hatred. Go Groomer says, hi David. Oh Amy, seriously, you're nice to everyone, aren't you? Everyone, even if they don't deserve it. Okay, Pinkie Pie says, hey David, McDowell's, sorry, great movie. Okay, McDowell's. Go Guru, stop picking on David. Yeah, you know what? Let me see if I can actually, let me see if I can call him on Facebook on my laptop here, and then see if I can get him on this live stream with me. That'll be pretty fun because David recently did a really aggressive Bichon house call groom, and I watched his live stream. You know, I endured it. You know what I'm saying? I endured his live stream. I watched the whole thing, and how he was talking about what he did, and you know, and I thought it was fascinating. You know, and this, he's really trying to do what I do, right? Copy me. Let's just call a spade, right? He copied me, basically. No, but I seriously, all jokes aside, I thought it was pretty fascinating. Okay, let me see here. David Torres. Let me bring him up. Let me call him. Start a video chat with David. And then let me see if I can bring this window into my live stream window, right? Window capture. Okay, properties. Facebook call. Okay, perfect. Show window. Okay. Is he gonna pick up? I'm not sure if he's gonna pick up.
Oh.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, David? Hold on one second.
Hold on. I gotta fix my hair.
Oh, hold on. Okay, add.
See,
Okay.
my dogs listen to me because I'm a good dog dad.
Oh no, cancel. Okay, that's not it.
Hold on. Let me see. Hold on, turn around the light.
Yes, okay, we did that.
There we go.
Window capture. Okay. I may be losing everybody on my live stream because of you, because we're trying to add this.
Because of me?
Yeah, because of you. Okay. Okay, here we go.
What?
Okay, I figured it out. I got you on my live stream here. Okay, perfect. Look at that. David T. Awesome.
Gotta fix my hair.
You don't have to fix your hair, bro. Nobody cares. Nobody actually cares. I think the only reason why anybody would actually watch anything that you have to say is because me, you know? Let's just be real.
I just got my haircut yesterday.
I don't think anybody cares, bro. Seriously. So, oh, what happened?
No, I don't like my hair.
What happened here? Oh,
yeah,
man.
what took you so long to stream this? You're such a liar.
What? How am I a liar?
I'm gonna stream tonight and tell you guys a story of what happened at Petco.
Oh, there it is.
11 p.m. comes and sorry guys, I'm tired. Going to bed.
Oh, oh, you mean the other night?
And then, in case you didn't realize, he's talking about streaming on YouTube and he tells his whole story on Instagram. Like, we're all waiting here for YouTube streams. I mean, who really follows you on Instagram anyway? Tell the story?
Well, obviously you do, right? You follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, but then I tried telling Buffy, and she had to go try to figure out how to follow you. Missed part of your story. Missed the whole part on how you were nervous in the morning like a little kid's first day in high school. And then ended up leaving at the end of the day. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I see what happened. It's because I changed the screen over. It's from Coming to America. Okay. Okay, Pudge. Okay, so it's because. Hold on.
Good segue.
Where did that window
He doesn't
go?
want to admit that he was giving false information on his social media accounts.
Discard. Okay, hold on one second. Facebook call. There we go. It's because I pulled that window down. That's why. Okay, window capture. Facebook call. Okay.
While you're figuring that out, I'm relocating.
Okay, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, or at least give you a chance to tell people, you know, so you can actually have an audience to talk to. You know, I saw your YouTube channel is kind of, you know, a baby channel, right? I mean, it's like an infant channel compared to mine, right? So I mean, I wanted to see if I could give you an audience to.
I do it just for me because I don't like to journal and write things down, so I kind of do that to remind myself what's going on. I don't care who watches it. I'm not one of those approval-seeking people.
I feel like that you're talking about me. Are you saying that I'm a approval-seeking?
I mean, yeah, you had your YouTube channel that you pretty humble about saying 20,000 followers and this and that. So why not just stop that whole page, start again, do it all over, so you can be like, well, I have two YouTube channels with tens of thousands of followers.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, so I'm doing it for the attention. So what? Oh man. So okay.
No, well, well, I guess you might as well be streaming on yours because I also tried contacting you the other day before I started my stream and you were sleeping.
Yeah, I was sleeping. Okay. I mean, even if I wasn't, I probably wouldn't have picked up your phone call. Because I mean, there's probably nothing.
At least you're honest. Okay.
Probably, probably nothing worth talking about with you. But had I known that it was a aggressive Bichon dog that you were grooming, and you want to talk about that, that would have been interesting to me. Usually you just don't come up.
I didn't mean to put only that finger up,
Uh,
but yeah, you can see I've got a big old band-aid
oh,
on this one.
yeah. Can people see that? You actually just gave me the bird. You like flipped me off. That's cool. All right. If that's how you want to live your life.
I don't know where the camera is on this phone.
Uh huh.
Pretty good slice.
Wow. That's from the dog. The dog bit you.
Yeah, I got
Wow.
a little complacent and was talking with the owner.
Oh, Go Groomer says, "Love you guys. Got to get some sleep. Night. See that? As soon as you came on, losing viewers. This is what I'm willing to do for you, though, David.
Well,
Pinkie
okay.
Pie even says, "Damn battery, 1%. Have a good night, guys." See, Pinkie Pie even checked out. Lee says, "Haven't you learned, David? You have to go check everywhere." Okay. But anyways, yeah. I mean, Lee might stick around, but I mean, we're pretty much losing everybody else. So, there you go, David. No, I'm serious though. So what happened? I mean, how did these people find you? How did they contacted you about their aggressive Bichon?
So they found me because while I'm trying to build my business out here, slowly picking the clients that I want and also helping the hard to handle dogs.
There's a lady named Jennifer Laura says this is dumb.
working 2 days in a restaurant. So actually, one of the coworkers there, one of my coworkers at the restaurant, the server there, had issues with the dog. And the last time in the stream said that they got turned away from 2 places, and the vet had to sedate it. They tried grooming it themselves and couldn't find anybody. And I told them that that's pretty much what I do is the hard to handle dogs. And even her husband was like, "Is he sure he's willing to do that?" She's like, "Well, I don't think anybody who says that they're willing to deal with aggressive dogs like this would just say that for no reason." So went there to work on that.
So you met them at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the only reason I'm at the restaurant is that way I could slowly not be desperate and do the corporate type grooms that I need to take every dog or need to. So as I'm building that, I kind of feel like I have a little bit of cushion, and I'm out there looking for those dogs.
Okay.
Looking for the ones. And apparently this grooming salon, they don't muzzle dogs because they figure if they have to muzzle the dog will still get nicked or cut, which, yeah, that's true if you let the dog continue to be wild, but you shouldn't put a muzzle on and just think that solves everything. But that's an avenue where I think I'm going to go to try to find some business also. If they don't have anywhere to refer these people, like they sent the dog home twice, but they weren't able to tell her what groomer could do it or where to take them.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of groomers are eager to groom dogs like that.
Grooming salon and say, listen, next time you have a dog you guys aren't willing to do, it's not like you're giving your business to somebody else. At least you're actually customer service wise. You're telling them, sorry, we can't do it. Our insurance policy, whatever the reason, they don't deal aggressive dogs. But then
yeah, it's not worth the risk sometimes. I mean, and not that that's a bad thing, but seriously, I mean, for a lot of groomers, they don't feel like it's worth the risk, And honestly, for me too, it's not really worth the risk. But I do feel really rewarded doing grooms like that.
Yeah. So like a lot of times, like starting the house calls, it's trying to figure out where to find the business from or the marketing. I think that's one thing that I was trying to find was some groomers that are turning away those hard to handle dogs because that's the niche that I'm doing. That's why I wanted to do house calls, because a lot of these aggressive dogs, they're more comfortable in their home. I could get there, meet them, handle them, take the time, do everything. And I didn't think of that until recently. I did before, but it's like, how are you going to ask a grooming salon to help you, like promote you? But I think if I was a pet parent, that would be customer service wise. If you say, sorry, I can't do your dog, but at least here's information on how to get it done, that shows more care and compassion for the dog, other than saying, sorry, we can't do your dog, come pick it up and bye.
Well, sorry,
Seems
you're
like
kind of
3
boring
years.
me. Can you get to the part where where you actually start grooming the dog? Like, what happened? Like, were you, because you said you weren't the live stream that I saw you do. You're saying you weren't able to actually do the haircut or the bath, right?
I didn't do the bath. I cut the bath. I was able to do the haircut.
Okay.
So I went there to meet the dog. The dog would barely even walk with me, like on the leash, like maybe walk like 5 feet. It took
Uh
10,
huh.
15 minutes before the dog would even come near me. Um, but was just really scared of being not restrained, but just held on the leash or not being able to be free. Um, Past year or so, the dog got really bad with new people. Really, only liked 2 or 3 people. The new owner and one of the kids. Nobody else. Not even the husband that's in the house or one of the boys. Um, so I just started with brush out. Starting in the back, I looped. So was once started to brush, pretty much gave her comfort. It was a lot of undercoat. It was a lot of impacted. Because even the vet, when they shaved it down, they didn't do a brush. They just
Yeah.
spaded it, shaved it. So there was a lot of impacted undercoat, and the owner didn't realize that, or even see it just with the mat zapper and passing it through. All the undercoat was just coming out. I didn't even need to have a deshed or anything. It was just coming right off.
Uh huh.
Once I did like the back legs, the dog was pretty tamed after that. That was
Because
after
it was
work.
feeling better, right? Because you're helping her feel better. You're
Yeah,
yeah.
and she realized I wasn't doing anything to hurt her at first. Before even getting her up on the table, took a while before I could pick her up and kind of held her there until I felt like her heart controlled, her breathing was controlled, and then that's when I put her on the table, it was like instead of restraining her tight, I just know where the loop can her head could reach, and that's why you start on the back. The more comfortable there, and she felt I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't snagging at any mats or tangles. I was just doing it slowly, and yeah, you could see right away that she was feeling better because once I went the first pass through like her hips and like her butt area, then she was really just standing there.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What
she
caused the
got me really
bite? Like, what happened to get you bit on the finger like that
So
so
what
hard?
happened was I was talking and I went up towards the face once and started just brushing, and she was really bad with that because she had a lot of eye buildup, everything. So I went back towards like the body and was doing that, and she just slowly going back and forth between the face and like the sides because she was comfortable already with me doing the back and the sides. And I went to spin her to get the other side of her face, and she probably thought she wasn't sure what I was doing. My hand went in front of her eyes. She started to go blind, so she just snapped. She didn't really bite. It was more just a really quick reaction, so it was more of my hand, me pulling away right away, sliced my finger.
Ah.
So it was more of her behavior on that she got me really good. It wasn't an aggressive, like, she didn't go to bite me and clamp down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still a dog bite, obviously, and it hurt like heck and it's bleeding crazy, but in her mind, she didn't know what was going on, and it was a defense move on her end. It wasn't an attack. She was doing it to defend herself. She saw my hand going. I was moving her body around, and I just put my hand in a position where it was near her teeth, which wasn't smart.
For me personally, my personal experience, I've noticed that whenever a dog does bite me and I don't react negatively, they trust me a little more. And it's like, I don't like crossing that bridge, but sometimes it's a bridge that we have to cross. Like the dog has to get one bite in and then see how I'm going to react.
Yeah, that's what I was doing outside. She was going and nibble at me, and normally you'd let them do like the back of your hand or your fist because they can't really bite your knuckles that hard. So I let her get that out, and the owner was saying that, well, she does that to everybody else, but they back off, which then empowers the dog, saying all I have to do is just bite, and now the person's scared of me. I let her like nibble a bit at me or go at me, and I didn't back out, but I also didn't pressure her when I was introducing myself to her. I was just like, that's fine. I know you're doing this for a reason, but you don't need to do that. I'm not going to run away, but at the same time, I'm not going to punish you or do anything bad.
And you're communicating all this with your body language by being calm.
But I mean, your fingers while you're grooming are a lot more sensitive in that tips, but you can allow that, and you're not going to allow them. They're not going to do anything aggressive toward you. Like I said, the behavior, they're doing everything for a reason, and that's why I said even this bite, it was. I know it was a defensive bite. It wasn't an attack bite.
Yeah.
Which is
See, this is the
different.
stuff that I like doing, man.
They go here and they clamp down on the middle of your thumb and that muscle there and really get you.
Yeah.
So
I mean, this is exactly why I like doing house call. I mean, because we get to work on dogs like this. We get the time to, yeah, and you're not rushed. And dude, could you do me a favor? Is there any way you could hold your phone still? Like, dude, people are gonna get motion sickness watching you. What in the world, man? Why are you?
okay. No, I can't. How do you hold something still?
I don't know, man.
Well,
I don't know how you're gonna hold something still, but it's like wow, we're like oh man, it's like literally riding a roller coaster or something, watching you.
all right,
Anyways,
all right, all right, all right. Here we go.
I'm
All right,
kidding.
wait,
I'm
wait,
kidding. I'm
wait,
just
write it
teasing,
down.
man.
Hey,
Um,
come here. Oh, I
okay,
gotta probably
Diamond in the
go.
Rough says Diamond in the Rough Mobile Pet Spa says June, considered going mobile. Could be a phenomenal move for you. More opportunity than house call, and way better than corporate or shop. What say you? And then Diamond in the Rough, as she says, go to the light. Mobile is the way to go.
Oh,
Uh,
I have a remark on the mobile part.
okay.
I would I would do it with the focusing on hard to handle dogs because that's still a confined area, loud noises. The dog can still act differently in there.
Uh huh.
You're saying you do it for the comfort of the dog. They feel comfortable in their home. That's still taking them out of their home somewhere new. I don't know how you feel with
Uh
your
huh.
client.
Yeah, and when I actually spent a week out in California training a mobile groomer in her mobile van, and I could see myself doing it, but yeah, I like you, I kind of like being in the home, and I kind of like that every day I'm gonna be in a different setting a little bit. Sometimes I work in people's backyards and it's beautiful, and sometimes I work in really nice bathrooms, like I don't know. I just like being in a different setting every day. Kind of satisfies my craving for, you know, something, variety. I guess it adds a little bit
Well,
of variety.
that saves you on overhead.
Exactly, it saves me on overhead. I don't have to do as many dogs to cover my expenses. So, but yeah, I mean, but mobile, again, mobile has its market as well. It's fulfilling a need in the marketplace. Monica Rivera says, June, come to Jersey and start a mobile service, then hire and train me. Oh, Monica, nice. Pudgster95 says, LOL, I still wait for the day for June to come to Houston, Texas, so I can learn from him in person. Wow, I was actually in Houston a couple months ago. Anyways, but yeah, I guess, I mean, so what's your plans now for that regards to Bijan? You did the haircut, you didn't do the bath. Are you going to go back?
No, I didn't do the bath. Their bathing. I told them how to because they said she's fine with the bathing, so I told them how to properly dry and brush before and after the bath. Even though I just brushed now, but brush after because they're gonna bathe. I think today or tomorrow.
Uh huh.
I'm gonna go back in like 3 weeks because she also did a hack job trying to cut out a couple mats, so it's some uneven spots. But I'm gonna go back, see how she is with me. Just getting there. I had my camcorder with me and I didn't record anything. Once I got there, I had to focus on the dog. But I'm gonna go back and try to get some actual video of it,
Yeah.
how she went.
If you have a
Even though it's not the
camcorder, do you have a
first
tripod?
yeah,
Okay.
so it's not all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I mean, you could just set up the tripod and then just start filming it, and then edit and cut out stuff later.
Yeah, I didn't even think of I did think of that before I went there, but then once I saw the dog and started getting into it, that wasn't on my mind really. But now that I know what to expect or what I'm seeing,
Yeah.
I've done probably 50, 60 aggressive dogs that I started doing regularly when I was in New York, but this was one of the first ones in this area and probably one of the worst ones I've had for multiple reasons.
Uh huh.
So
So
she
Diamond in
just
the
wasn't.
Rough mobile pet spot. She has a really good point. She says take the dog out of the environment that they act poorly in to begin with. It acts a lot different, yet not completely away from its home. Now I had a really aggressive Bichon that was like super aggressive in her home. And then when I brought her to my house, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to groom her here. And I walked her, and then I put her in my car, and then we went to my house. And again, even when we got to my place, I mean, I had to like use a really loose loop, and just to get it around her because she was like trying to attack me inside my
Oh yeah.
car. And then once I had her around my dogs, and then put her in a different setting, the Diamond in the Rough mobile pet spot, she has a point. Like sometimes when you take the dog out of their normal setting, they don't act as aggressively.
Well, that's kind of was already tested before I even went there because she got stopped at 2 groomers when she went. Even the vets, they tried to just get her Xanax or like partially sedate her, and she still wasn't calm enough at the vet's office that they had to completely sedate her, put her
Mm-hmm.
under. So that was 2 instances that they did take her out of the house already. So that I don't think would have been, and that's these extremely hard to handle dogs. A lot of times that's what it is. It's finding a way to work around that, and it took me about 20 minutes, half hour before I even really started anything grooming wise.
Just to get her comfortable
Or
with
just
you.
and getting comfortable, like I said, like showing her what's going on, but I have to read the dog at the same time. Don't
Mm-hmm.
have that time somewhere else. Um, there's different factors. Yeah, take them away from their parents, they'll act differently, but at the same time, don't know if the dog's going to be scared of a car ride. The dog could just get worked up or have anxiety in the car, and then that's going to carry over to why they might be aggressive in the groom.
Yeah. Well, I
So,
mean, I think it is. It's like everyone has a different way. Everyone has a different style,
yeah,
and it's basically just finding
there's
what
not,
works for each
there's not a
individual
right way
dog.
to do it. It's just that's the way that I'm able to work the problem.
Yeah. No, I mean, I really don't think that there's like a cookie cutter approach to grooming. I think we all have to figure out what works for each unique dog, and also realizing that not every dog's gonna like me either. Like,
Yeah,
maybe sometimes just the way I look or something about me, the dog just doesn't like. Just like people, not everybody's gonna like everybody. Sometimes you just meet someone you just don't really get along with. You don't vibe well. Like you and I.
yeah.
Diamond in the Rough says, "Come to OKC, Oklahoma City. I think that is. We will show you mobile is really what mobile. We will show you what mobile is really about. Got to get away from the owners usually. They are typically why the dog is crazy. A dog that needs sedated has other issues. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I've had some of my clients though. Their dogs used to get sedated, and now they're okay. You know, and just I've been able to work with them, and now it's become routine. Well, just like my dogs with the dog park, the reason why I kind of got here a little bit later was because I did take my dogs to the dog park, even though I was kind of running, a little bit late, because my dogs have a social life now. They have friends there that they got to meet up and socialize with, and but I avoided the dog park for so long because every time we went there, they would fight with the other dogs, and it would embarrass me. But then, just going there every night, and then I kept them on the leashes for the first 3 nights, and just getting them used to being around the other dogs, and every time they try to fight with the dogs, just correct them. And now we've been going for a couple of weeks, and they got friends there now, and I just walk in with no leash, like, and because it's become routine for them. So I think same thing with aggressive
They didn't
dogs.
know what it was the first few times.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and I think with the aggressive dog, with dogs that need to be sedated and stuff like that, with the grooming, if we can make it more routine for them, get them more familiar with it, it's not so scary, it's not so unfamiliar. I think, in my experience, they become. But again, with those dogs though, I wouldn't, I wouldn't trust them with another groom. Like just pass them on, like here you take over, because that new groomer that they don't know might get bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I barely trust you grooming any of my puppies. You know what happened when I went to Atlanta and you tried taking one of my dogs?
Well, it's because the quality is much different. They're not used to this quality. Yvette Perez says, with my dog training business, I train dogs away from their home because they are out of their element. It's always worked outside the home. Pack walks works wonders. You become what the dog follows. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm a huge advocate. I totally agree with pack walks, walking with the dog. Pudster, wow, even CBD, interesting. Oh yeah, because Diamond in the Rough says same with us. CBD helps as well. Yeah. Well, and the crazy thing is, my dog Angel, she had such bad joint pain that she wasn't able to get up and walk for a few days. I changed her food, which made a huge difference. And so now she's eating better food, and I hear that helps with the inflammation with the joints. But I gave her CBD one night, and I squirted the little injector thing in her mouth, and it was almost immediate. She got up and she went outside and did her thing. It was crazy, and then we went on a nice walk the next day. CBD works miracles, man. On the dogs. I wouldn't know for myself personally because I don't mess with. Anyways, but
Yeah, she had medication for the dog too, and I asked if she should give it to me. I was like, no, because that's gonna mess with the dog mentally, and I need to start seeing why the dog's acting this way. It might, even those medications could start wearing out halfway through the grooming, and the dog could just go snapping at you out of nowhere.
yeah,
So I would rather work with no sedations, no medications, nothing. Plus, the goal is I don't want the dog to need that. To train the dog,
yeah.
what's going on?
Well, the dog. I don't know if you know because I'm not sure how much you follow my stuff. But the dog that I go down and do it in Orlando, that crazy Shih Tzu, they
Yeah,
told me that when they gave her a sedative, she actually got even more wild. It was
yeah.
almost like it was an angry drunk now.
Like a chemical reaction goes on, and their body starts trying to fight it. Sometimes, not knowing what's like messing with and it gives them an imbalance that they get fearful from it. So everything around them gives them anxiety, and that's actually the opposite of what you're even trying to do.
Yeah, they really said that it had the opposite effect. She was like an angry drunk. So,
Or
yeah.
like my ex-girlfriend.
Oh man. But anyways, yeah, it's almost 11 o'clock. I better get to sleep because I got a busy day tomorrow as well. But Yvette Press says meds make them weird. It's hard to train them on meds. It's like trying to teach someone that's drunk. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Like your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
But anyways, but let's not be too hard on your ex-girlfriend. I mean, anybody dating you might need a stiff drink. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know. Man, people are gonna think I'm an
Go
people are
back
gonna
sooner
think I'm
than
an
later.
asshole.
Yeah, I actually know the person. I'm gonna get some footage of that and show you guys.
Diamond in the Rough Mobile Pets Boss says, "You guys rock. Keep grinding and following your heart. The industry is changing and evolving for the better." Hashtag DITR. Okay, Diamond in the Rough. Okay, over and out. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. Okay, awesome. I'll check you guys out. Diamond in the Rough Mobile Pet Spa. Yvette says they don't know what's going on. I asked them to stop the meds before we do the sessions. Mm-hmm. That's a good idea. Pudster95 says, "Good night, June, Yvette." Well, nice. Okay, but yeah, David, nice talking to you, man. And also, awesome job. Good job on that Bijan, man. Seriously, I'm happy for
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Wish I took some pictures before, but it was more
Yeah,
important to make the dog feel better. And yeah, she felt better almost right away.
yeah. Well, you're
Started.
gonna go back in 3 weeks, right? I mean, try to film it
Yeah,
this next time.
yeah. I'm gonna film it, and part of it also is those really aggressive dogs. I know I can't do everything, and the owner said she's fine with bathing her. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, then I'm gonna tell you how to do it. And I'm gonna give you. I left her shampoos and stuff. I gave her a small dilution bottle. I was like, um, here, just do that. Use this. So that way you do that part.
Mm-hmm.
So that way I'm not stressing the dog out the whole time.
Yeah,
One less thing I have to do. She's already getting used to everything else I'm doing.
yeah.
So,
Well,
so
yeah,
yeah,
and
I'm
then
gonna go back
you
and go
might get
over
to the
the whole
point where you
process with
could do the
her.
whole thing, wash her and dry her and everything,
Yeah,
but
because in 2 or 3 weeks I'm not gonna have to de-shed her again or do that much brushing. It's just gonna be a quick going over it. So that's one thing I can eliminate next time. So that
yeah,
way I'm not throwing everything at the dog at once. Next time it's gonna be a bath, completely neatening out the whole haircut, did the nails. She let me. I was able to Dremel the nails, so I was happy with that. So there were certain things I did. Next time I'm going to do a couple different things.
mhm,
All right, there's these other things going on. So
exactly.
it's a
Well,
process.
that's
Definitely,
one thing.
definitely a process, not just one time. All right, your dog looks good. See you in three months again.
Yeah, no, and that's one thing about having like my clients. The dog I did this morning, even he used to take me a long time, like 4 or 5 hours, because he was fighting the whole time. He would bite for his nails and all this stuff. But today, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, I was done. But I've been grooming him for like almost 2 3 years now, and so yeah, it's like I guess you get to the point where it's really quick and easy, but you have to kind of build that trust and get to that point where you're not investing all those hours, but because you invested all those hours in the beginning and put in that time, then it gets to the point where it's just easy.
I'm gonna burn my
Awesome.
dog sleep.
Yvette
No,
Perez says, good night, trust your instincts. Monica says, night, tomorrow's breed day in the salon. It's going to be a madhouse. Wish me luck. Good luck, Monica. Good night. Rick B says, as a mobile sharpener, I go all over the greater Atlanta area. We service several mobile groomers. They all seem to really enjoy the environment. Some of them have killer vans that are very comfortable. Nice. Rick B, mobile sharpener. Awesome.
yeah, math wise though, that makes sense to me, especially what you're saying with took you so long. If you never took that long, like 4 hours with the dog, you probably could have done that dog right away in like 2.5 hours, right?
Mhm.
Each time, like kind of rushing through it, 2.5 hours. But you'd never get quicker than that. I
Yeah.
think if you spent 3.5 hours a couple times, got it used to, went through the whole process, you eventually can get down to 2 hours, hour and a half with the dog,
Yeah.
which in turn saves you half an hour every visit.
Yeah. Because I'm
And
still
that
charging the
time,
same thing. It's not like I'm charging
money.
less
So
because it's taking me
that's
less
really
time.
the only way to cut that time way down is you have to invest that up front, and it's beneficial for you and for the dog to
Yeah.
get everything done. Like,
Yeah,
so you're
exactly.
investing that time. She was like, well, it took me 3.5 hours, but I know that 45 minutes of that stuff I don't really have to worry about next time, and that's down the road. I'm going to be able to cut it under 2 hours.
Exactly.
But if I
Especially
don't
when
spend
she
that
doesn't
if I
fight
don't
you
spend that time
anymore.
right now, there's no way I'm ever going to get that dog done in less than 2.5, 3 hours.
Exactly. Yeah. Janice Plays says, good on you, June. Thank you, Janet. Iceberry Pink, I just joined stream. Can you recap why you left? Oh man, I'm actually trying to end this stream because I gotta get some sleep.
Because my battery's dying and I have to get off, so he's ending the stream.
Oh man. But yeah, I'm gonna keep this video up though, so you can actually go back and watch the beginning where I talk about all of this before we started, messing around with David and his story about the boring story about the Bichon that. Anyways, I'm kidding,
Or
David.
the interesting story that I'm going to a pet store doing minor grooming things and liking it there, but I'm not really working for them. It's more like freelancing, like artists should do. So that's also a client-based marketing thing for me. But it's funny, you went to Petco. I was like, that's corporate, though. This is like an independently owned place. Go in there for a couple hours, do what I want, and leave.
Yeah, it was very naive of me though. Seriously, I thought I could go in there and make all these changes and make a difference. I realize now that was pretty naive of me to think that. It's corporate. They have policies, and you can't just make one location unique and make all these changes onto. It's like. Because it wouldn't be Petco anymore. It wouldn't be their business model anymore. So, yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna let you go, David. Have a good night, man.
All right. Have a good night.
Awesome.
Thanks for letting me join in with your people. Sorry I made you lose some viewers.
Yeah, exactly. I probably lost some subscribers too. So it was okay though. Sacrifices we make for friends. So.
I'm gonna get some videos of and try to start doing that when I do go to these extremely aggressive dogs.
Yeah.
Meeting. That's the more interesting part than the groom for me is actually the introduction to that dog.
Yeah, and the whole behavior. Yeah, how to handle the dogs when they're being aggressive. Yeah, I mean this is very helpful stuff, man.
Because I know I've worked with groomers that went through grooming schools.
Mm-hmm.
But the dog starts acting up a little bit on the table. They're like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
We're working on them better than we need to know how to handle them in any situation.
Exactly.
And, each dog is different. So,
Yep. Awesome. So I will talk to you later. Have a good night, man.
All right. Have a good one.
Awesome.
Bye.
Let's see. There we go. There we go. So let me do like that. Oh, there we go. Okay, perfect. So now we're back. All right. But yeah, I guess Janet says, so I clipped my Morkie. I'm used to standard toy poodles, so I attempted that. Poor puppy. Aw, I'm sure you did a good job, Janet. But I see Iceberry Pink and Janet, just to give you a really quick recap, I went and started on Monday, this past Monday at Petco, and as you know, the grooming salon manager, and just going through the day and seeing how everything was working, and just I just realized like I'm not a good fit. This isn't gonna work for me, and I thought I could going in as a salon manager, I thought I was gonna be able to make like a big difference in how they do everything, and let me see here. There we go. But I realized I'm not going to be able to do it. Like and just make I like to use restaurant analogies. So let's just say I bought a McDonald's and I opened up a McDonald's, but I wanted to change where I got the meat, the burgers, and I started getting them at better quality meat. I started buying better quality French fries, like real potatoes coming from local farms, and I just changed the whole process. I changed the pricing because now I'm buying more, better quality meat and all this stuff. I increased the prices instead of instead of the customers coming in and being able to order and get their order pretty quickly. Now they have to sit and wait, and they have to pay more. McDonald's would have a big problem with that, and they'd be like, "Hey, you can't call yourself McDonald's anymore. We're gonna revoke your license. Because it's not McDonald's." I realized that's kind of what was going on. Like I wanted to try to change things and increase prices and things like that, and it's like I realized it's they can't. It's nationwide. You can't. I mean, and they all have to be consistent, right? And so I just realized I'm not a good fit for that location and for Petco. And I realized the work, what makes my what I do so fulfilling for me is being able to take that time and develop that relationship with each dog, with the clients, and having the time to really produce good quality work that I'm proud of. And so now I'm back to doing my house calls, and I feel even better than I did before, and I feel so much more like a deeper sense of appreciation. I feel so lucky now to be able to do what I love to do the way I love to do it, right? And being able to do the work that really matters to me for people who really value it and people who care. And yeah, I realized I'm doing exactly what I should be doing. I know I shouldn't be looking elsewhere to go do something else and try to get the experience I need. And I realized by making videos and streaming and explaining to people what I'm doing, I'm already getting experience teaching. I thought I needed that experience at Petco as a salon manager, the grooming salon leader, to get that direct one-on-one experience teaching somebody. But and I have Toastmasters that I'm going to that is helping with that as well. Being able to get up in front of an audience, in front of a class full of students or whatever for the future, and being able to get over my fear of public speaking and things like that, and also being able to be a better presenter. I'm already getting that experience through Toastmasters, and Toastmasters is an international organization to help build leadership skills and help become a better communicator, better presenter. So I'm already getting that kind of experience with Toastmasters. And I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I realize that now, and I'm glad I went through that experience and went there and saw it for myself and really went through that experience, because now I'm even more sure, because we don't know what we don't know, right? I didn't know, and I would have always had those doubts, but I went and I got the experience I needed, and as soon as I realized it wasn't going to be a good fit for me, I made the decision to come back to doing house calls. So I worked one day and I quit. Janice Place, long hair, took it down to 10 on the body. Ooh, I don't know. See, me personally, I don't like to do a 10 on the body. I feel like that's just too short. I don't like to go any shorter than a 7 on the body. And even that, I only do 7s on like schnauzer backs, But yeah, I mean, that's just my personal preference. Janice Place says, I understand that. My favorite dog dad, you're making more of a difference directly with the pet owners than you would for a corporation. Yep. Yvette, and my favorite dog dad is David T, that was just on with us. Yvette Perez, it's the same for me. I feel better training one-on-one with my clients versus being one of those fast food dog trainers I charge more, but there are people who value it and pay for it. Exactly, exactly. And that's the thing. Is like we don't need to be, you know, for the mass market. You know, we can find a small niche and fulfill that need, right? um, Yvette Perez, and I'm happier for it. And that's the thing. As long as we feel happy and fulfilled and satisfied in the work we do, that's what really matters, right? Awesome. But yeah, so that's kind of what happened, and I gotta go. I gotta go and get some rest, so I can actually groom my client's dog tomorrow. I gotta wake up early and walk my dogs before I do that, so I gotta go and get some rest. Iceberry Pink, I guess it's good that you found this out earlier rather than later when you would have to rebuild your business. Exactly. Yeah, and a part of me just felt that anxiety, like, oh no, I already told my clients that I'm not gonna be doing it anymore. I already sent out that email. Like, what am I gonna do? But it's okay. And these days, I'm just I'm trying to not take everything so seriously and just it is what it is, and we'll deal with it. It's like, I'm trying not to freak out anymore, control my anxiety, and just realize nothing really is that big of a deal, right? We can get through this. She Grooms, good night. Good night, She Grooms. David T says, so although it was only one day, I also want to applaud you for not being indecisive and making that decision that it wasn't right and acting on it right away. Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to drag it out when I knew in my heart that this wasn't right. Lee Rowley, sleep well, dear friend. Thank you, Lee. I really appreciate that. Janice Place, LOL. Started with the number 5 and went from there. Okay. And I'm sure you made the right decision, for the situation. I wasn't there. I didn't see what was going on, so I'm not questioning you or making, I'm just saying just my personal preference. I don't like to go too short. I like saving the coat. I like to keep the coat as long as possible, and that way I have stuff to trim and scissor and sculpt because I'm an artist. Anyways, not that you're not. I'm just saying. Why am I rambling? It's because it's late. I'm tired. I'm starting to ramble. Okay. But anyways, good night, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this. If you've made it this far, even past the whole David T thing where we got this really boring guy into this live stream and heard his boring story about the dog that he tried to groom, trying to be like me, right? I mean, he looks up to me. He doesn't want to admit it, but he looks up to me so hard. So, anyways, if you if you made it past that and you're here watching this now, I honor the light in you that's also in me. Namaste. Oh, there's one more, there's one more comment. Just write them back. Change of plans. Uh-huh, exactly. Yeah, well, and I already texted my clients that were scheduled for this week and next week, and so now I just have to email, anyways. I got a lot to do. So, anyways, good night, guys. Thank you so much.